I think I put them all in the... Okay. Today is the last day of our reading history unit. I was thinking last night and kind of a little worried that I'd been focusing so much on like the who and the what, and not the who and the where and the when, and facts and pulling out ideas that I didn't really talk about what it means to really study history. Some ideas. And then I realized, and it occurred to me, that was our first unit of the year. In our first unit of the year, we did interpretation work. We thought about what characters went through, what it means, what their choices are, why that's important. Bring that into today when it comes to history is there's a reason that these stories still exist. There is a reason that people study this. There is a reason it's still here. People know about it. They study it. They read about it. They exist. Okay, and what we're going to talk about today is this idea is that you don't just study the facts of history. You have to ask the big questions. You have to take something away from it. You have to learn lessons from history. And a couple ways we do that is we ask what's important here and what big lessons can I learn from it. Okay? And because I forgot to do something, I'm going to have to ask for your patience. But I would like you to right now talk to someone sitting next to you. What do you think is an idea you have about when it comes to World War II and what you're talking about? Just have a conversation right now. What is an idea you have about World War II? Why would it be important?
I think it's important because it's a war between almost the whole world, and it's fighting for peace.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. This is something we looked at during our first unit, and it's when we were trying to think of what it means to be a character and what we should be taking away from reading fiction. Look through this list right quick. What do you think right now is a connection between narrative reading, the reading that we did in the first unit, and reading about history? What are some things on here that we might be able to think about and ask ourselves questions about in order to help ourselves build an interpretation of history? What do you think is one? Read this. At this point, you would need to read them and look at them, and then maybe have a discussion with your partner. What do you think is a question that we might be able to ask ourselves about history that is also one of these questions?
Why might the character act like this? I would ask.
Okay, 2 people are participating. I appreciate the 2 people that did that. Let me ask you this. Instead of the word characters in history, what would we say?
Why might?
Okay. We call them people, right?
Why might?
So if we look through, hold on. So, might be a question. Why might Hitler have acted and done the stuff that he done? In that question and thinking about it is going to start helping you to build meaning from what we're doing. Okay? Why a bunch of people died? Oh, okay. Died. What's important about that?
I know.
Yeah, but think about the way we say stuff. I mean, some things are serious, and they don't need to be said in voices that aren't serious. And I know everyone watches YouTube and Vines, and it's all funny and ha-ha. But this is serious stuff. It's not something you talk about that's in a cute voice or make fun of or make light of. I mean, I know you do to make your friends laugh, and that's what a lot of us do, is we're here to make sure our friends are happy and that, you know, we're not that important when it comes to our learning. I understand that. I do. But just know it just makes you seem callous and shallow and uncaring about human beings. If you do make light of this stuff, if you think it's funny, or you watch a Vine with some guy pretending to blow up something or whatever, or screaming whatever, and you laugh at it. Okay? It's not funny.
But they make it funny.
I wouldn't laugh at that. You think it's funny because I think you all don't know any better. People put bombs on their chests and blow up people. That's not funny. It's not funny that Nazis murdered 12 million people. It's not funny.
But I think they're fine. I think they're be used for that.
Who knows? I'm sure there's somewhere someone's making fun of it. For sure. Okay. But our jobs as historians is to pull messages out of history, not just the facts, but why did it happen, and asking ourselves some questions. So anything that has a character up there, you can replace that word with a person and think about why that person did something in history. What else is up there? I think this one, reading intensely, I mean, that's something you have to do every time. If you're not participating in your reading in an intense way, then you're not going to be able to pull out lessons and universal messages and really kind of get that big idea that you're looking for. Okay. But ask yourself that question today. Study this stuff. What should we learn about this? Because this stuff repeats, everybody. All of this stuff repeats itself. I know people. Someone had said, "Well, at least we don't have like genocide anymore." Happens. There's genocide in genocide when the Nazis tried to wipe out an entire population of people, the Jewish people. That still happens today. Over in Syria for the last 2 years, there's been genocide, rampant genocide in Syria. Not because of ISIS, because of other stuff. In Africa, there's genocide for the last 10 years. Well, that's the question, why? There's, in almost every country you look at, the people that are in power, they want to wipe out a smaller part of the population. They want to wipe them from the earth. People that are in power that want to do that, right? Or you have a percentage of the population who want to get rid of people. That's the same sort of mentality.
So, for example, people that don't like Santos getting rid of Santos.
We're talking about when you're in power and you're able to do stuff to a smaller group of people.
Like Trump?
Okay.
Yeah. Getting out rules. Yeah. That's me.
Okay. So you have to be aware of this stuff, and that's one of the reasons we study history, so we can pull out these lessons and hopefully apply it to ourselves, so that when this stuff happens, we are prepared to do something. So push yourself today. Add this to your writing of your report. I should see some big ideas in your writing. The people who read your work from the library, they want to see what you think, what you're taking away from history and this month that we've studied World War II. What are you taking away from it? What are your lessons? What are your messages? Why is this stuff important? They're not going to want to read just the facts. So this is your last day to read about World War II in Reading Workshop. We're starting something else tomorrow.
What?
Reading historical fiction. This is not fiction. This is reality.
Oh, no.
Okay. Where did I go? So what I want you to do today, here's the process. I'll put that up there. These are the questions that we ask ourselves. Okay. And then this is what I want you to tell me on your exit slip. Kids from Canada, you don't have to, that we're in Canada, you don't have to do this. But what is the biggest message that you are taking away from World War II. If you don't feel like turning it in now because you want to think about it throughout workshop and turn it into me at the end of workshop, please do that. Okay. But what are you taking away? It's a check mark, question mark, X. So what are you going to be taking away from this moment of silence?
What do you mean, taking away?
What are you going to carry with you? How are you a different person for reading about World War II? How are you going to make what big idea, what message are you taking from this? Not that millions of people died. What have you learned about humanity, about people, when it comes to reading about World War II? Big questions. It's basically answering these questions. If you're having trouble with message, these are the 3 questions to answer. If you answer these and put them on a card, then you're good to go. Okay. We have computers. We have all of them. That's it. What message what are you taking away from your work in World War II? We have all of the computers. This is your last time to read. Remember everything we've talked about. Remember that if you're reading something that is difficult, there are things you can do. Okay? So let's get to work. Elon, Santiago, you want to go use the restroom real quick and then come back? Go, go, go. I need to talk to the 4 of you. Yeah. Luciano's here. Huh? I guess so. Amalia was sick for one.
Maybe for 6 seconds got me a Chromebook.
What's up?
Maybe for
Oh, your
6
parents? They're really expensive.
Yes.
They're way, yeah. I mean, like, that's $200. A Mac is $1,000. Do you need a Mac?
Yes.
You don't need a Mac. You're doing advanced programming and like design? No. You need you want a Mac.
I have.
I know, but I'm just saying, you want stuff, you don't need it. You need a Chromebook. You don't need to be doing it. You get into graphic design, you do all that size and
I
stuff.
am doing that.
You can do that on the Chromebook too. You add programs to your drive. Not like all of them, but they have stuff. Like they have DJ stuff, they have graphic manipulators, they have animation stuff.
Can I listen music with headphones?
No, because we're reading. No headphones during reading. Listen videos and stuff. Fine. If you're watching videos, yeah.
I'm gonna watch a video.
Señor.
Can you put Mr. Light?
Huh?
Can you go down? Mr. Light, can you go down to the exit?
Oh no, it's just what messages. Answer these questions.
So if I am hearing music, I can do it.